Welcome to the Curling Almend here in Bern, Switzerland, Swiss capital. We're here with the 50th Bern International Ladies Cup. We're coming to you live, and to this feature game here is Team Sterne from Switzerland against Team Sidorova. My name is Armin Harder. I'm here with Mark Cullen again. Mark's decided to join us. Hello, Mark.
Hi, Armin.
Thanks for dropping in again. And here we see those nice rocks.
Yep, a beautiful picture of the stones there.
And here's Team Sterne from a left to right. Breyer, Hurlemund, Eleanor Stern, Lisa Giesler, and Celine Keller. And here we see Anna Sidorova, Fomina Satova, and just lost it. We'll get those teams straightened out again. And both these teams, this is a final or a semi-final. Sorry, it was Nikiroka Usik, of course. And we're into the first rocks already. The Swiss team has the hammer here in the first end. We've got a little delayed start here because of some rotation off the ice. Correction, you can jump in anytime you like, Mark. I didn't see that red one sitting at the back there. So actually Sidorova has the hammer. And of course we see the little red hammer on the scoreboard here. So you can kick me anytime.
Yep, no
say
problem.
something wrong, I'll smack you too if you say something wrong.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
You're beating each other. That's not Zeke. That's Alina Kovaleva is playing there.
So straight away here in the first end, the house being split by Anna Sidorova.
Yeah.
Trying to engineer the force.
Yeah.
Nicely played, pretty level. Makes any opportunity to remove the two shots very difficult. So Stern just lines up for a takeout here. So both teams in these early stages just trying to see what the ice is doing, judge the speed, judge the curl. That one curling a little bit, has a big roll. It's probably just going to hang around in the back edge of the 12 foot. And Sidorova straight away calls for the freeze on that stone. We get a bit of an indication here, looking at how much ice that Anna is giving. There's how much curl is in this event or on the sheet.
Here's Alexander Reva. As we would have it, the Russians last-minute changes to their team, and we can get the information in time.
Yeah, there's been quite a few chopping and changing of lines up.
Chopping and changing.
Yes, right up to the start of the game. So it keeps us on our toes, Armin.
As long as there's no blood on the ice, we're okay.
Indeed. Yeah,
chopping is happening.
No, exactly. All's fair in love and war, and curling. So that one's a little light. Pulled up a little short. So we said at the start of the show, this is the 50th anniversary of this particular event.
As we watch Lisa Giesler. 50 years.
That's nearly as old as you.
Been commentating right from the beginning, yep. Oh.
You're a founder member, yeah.
Not quite. Thanks, Mark.
Yeah.
So she got a little fortunate with the jam at the back. Sidorova still biting one in the left-hand side there. Alexander Reva. So this team really trying to find some new motivation again after a very disappointing, for them, a very disappointing results in their qualifiers for the Olympics.
Yeah. Team Sidorova's had a pretty rough time. They had a really bad time. Things didn't really go their way in St. Gallen at the Europeans, and then of course they come into the playoff for the Olympic berth, and once again things didn't really go their way. So I think there's a little bit of regrouping going on.
Well, certainly a lot of mental work going on there now, trying to find a new motivation, and they're still one of the stronger teams in the world. I just need to get back on track again. You can't be on top of your game all the time. You just hope you're on top of your game at the right moments, though.
Absolutely, that's what it counts.
Ella Sternskip, who's playing third rocks. She's out of Vetsikon.
She's got a little piece of it. Yeah. Stone curling a lot even at that weight. And Sidorova calls for the stone to be replaced. So trying to put it back, trying to keep the house split. Trying here to hopefully get her two. She's got the hammer, so she's working away at that at the moment, and they seem pretty comfortable with this, that it's easily into the house and probably around T high, which is exactly where they want it.
Good setup for a deuce here.
Once again, they're sweeping this one pretty hard, trying to hold the line, trying to make sure it hits. And once again, it does hit, but it does spill. Rolls out the back of the house. So, once again, Sidorova will ask for the stone to be replaced.
So we are doing the A group here. This is basically the semi-final for the A group. 32 teams starting in triple knockout. You lose in the A, you go down to the B. You lose in the B, you go down to C, and if you lose in the C, you can go home. So this is still A group, and this is Sterna. She qualified this far, so far, by beating Claire Hamilton from Scotland and Rafael Kaiser from Switzerland. And on the other side, Sidorova beat Michelle Schlachter in the first game, and then Andrea Schopp in her second game. So both these teams still on 2 wins, no losses. And the winner of this game will face either Felcher or Verano in the A final this evening. And we will be showing one of those A finals. And that'll either be Mozeva against Jackson, or the winner of this game against Felcher or Verano. As we watch Briar Hurleyman playing fourth rocks. Gets a nice little roll. Yeah, just about. They might have been able to sweep that, eh?
Yeah, it seemed to give up on it quite quickly. But the opportunity was set up because the previous stone from Sidorova, as you can see in the right-hand side of our screen, stopped short. So it's having to change your game plan a little bit for the remainder of this end. It wouldn't surprise me if she even thought about a blank here. But so the hit being called, hoping to kind of downweight hit, trying to hit this red stone that's in the top of the 12 foot and maybe just roll in behind, tuck in behind the guard.
Anna Sidorova. European champion 2015. Two third places in 15 at World Championships, 2 bronze medals. Then the silver medal in 2017. Very solid record from this team, just having not a great year, and that's all.
Yeah, a little bit of a blip, perhaps. The record speaks for itself. They've been pretty high achievers all the way through, so.
Absolutely. Stern team, still a very young team. Being coached by Christine Urech, 2-time world champion with Felcher.
Okay.
Just a biter and get the roll.
Looks like an attempt at a blank here.
Nose hit. Last rock here in the first end. Sidorova will be wanting to probably either clear it completely or hit it on the nose. And looks like she's going for the clear. And blank the end. And with that blank, the Russian team will maintain the hammer going into the second end here at the Bern Ladies International. And of course, results for all the other games going on and some of the other tournaments going on the tour. Big mixed doubles event taking place in the Netherlands. WorldCurl.com. You can get all the results and scores and teams and ranking. And of course, this production in cooperation with the World Curling Federation, World Curling TV. I'm glad to have them on board as a partner. And we're starting off the second end. 5 world champions, former world champions taking part in the event. A number of Olympic teams playing, so it'll be interesting to see how those teams, we're starting to get close, eh?
For sure.
I'm sure they're starting to get.
Well, this is such a big event and there's such a quality entry. The field that's here is really top end. So the Olympic teams especially will be using this as a little bit of a shakedown, a bit of fine tuning of their skills, their game skills, keeping their eye in, so that when they get to Pyeongchang in next month, then they're in the right position at the right time. Top of their game, I think, is the phrase you used.
And we have quite a number of young teams here too. That event, last draw we saw 2 very young teams who have come through with a couple of wins in the A, beating some big teams. Could get messy down in the B and C.
Always that possibility.
Down in C, you figure, okay, we'll get an easy team now, and all of a sudden you got to play against a former world champion or something like that.
That's always the chance you take in a triple knockout. It keeps you on your toes. Absolutely. So, and in talking about young teams, Hurleman, Briar Hurleman on the screen now, youth Olympian, as well, and played in the Youth Olympics in
with
Lillehammer.
Giesler, also a gold medalist at Youth Olympics.
Yeah.
Lisa.
So for being quite a young team, there's a fair bit of experience there.
Yeah. And also done well at World Juniors.
One just hangs on the edge. A little more open end this one.
Just and here we see Lisa Giesler. Her coach for many years was Worstic. Do you remember Worstic?
No, I gotta say I don't.
A gold medalist in Albertville when curling was a demonstration sport.
That's way before my time, 1992. Oh yeah.
I think he beat Kevin Martin in the final.
Okay. But it's when you look at those kind of facts and figures, and you look at the fact that curling really only became a full medal sport in Nagano in 1998, Japan.
That's right.
And at that time there was 25 countries in the world part, if you like, of the World Curling Federation, and now 20 years later, 2018, there are 60 countries. So it's more than doubled in 20 years. So
140 more to go.
Well, exactly. You just have to keep working on it. Yeah, better buy some plane tickets. But, it's quite a meteoric rise of the sport. It's more than doubled in size in terms of the participating nations, or the nations that are available to participate. So
well, we also see it on the tour. On the men's side, there's well over almost 800 teams playing, and on the women's side, there's close to 400 playing on the tour, and they're coming from all over the place.
Yep. It shows that something got to be doing something correctly. So we're looking pretty open, empty house. We used the line yesterday that the removal men had been in because the house was empty. So we won't use that one again. But
they moved somewhere else, didn't it?
It would look like it. Yeah.
So Sidorova currently ranked 13th on the world tour ranking, and find out where Stern is.
So kommt's aber nicht so viel wie so, habe ich das Gefühl.
There we are. She's 83 on the world ranking. So top quarter of the tour ranking.
Yeah.
Once you get into that top 100, you're probably doing okay. But, goal is to get into the top 20 or top 10, of course.
So just a hit called here.
Daar is Mina.
Well, that stone just sitting in front of the house now gives Sidorova a chance to come round it, in the hope that she can try and get two out of this end.
Margarita Fomina. Sidorova calling that right away.
Yep, calling for the line, so it must be quite close. It's curling, both of them are really working it hard, trying to keep it going.
Divide. But it didn't divide enough.
No.
It wrecks on the guard and rolls in the top.
Nochmal ein 9. Ich würde es Mühe weniger eingeben. Ja, zieh! Andere Seite!
Well, both teams seem to be struggling a little bit just with the ice. They seem to be immediately pouncing on stones as soon as they're out of hand. So either the ice is moving a lot more than we're actually seeing here, or they're just maybe not adjusting to the line properly. So it's meant to have had the first couple of ends have been a little bit scrappy.
Really need a clean release with these rocks, and prefer to be on the positive side as to rolling it. No chance if you're rolling it.
Oh, absolutely. The stones are aggressive. We're seeing big curls, and of course that is very unforgiving. So you have to make sure that your release is positive, because if you go with a lazy handle, they're going to curl so much that it's going to be almost uncontrollable.
Aggressive, nasty K's rocks. And you can tell us all about those, of course.
Indeed,
Mark
indeed.
Cullen being a very important person with K's of Scotland. Travels around the world and probably put some rocks in some unusual places, eh?
Well, no comment. Yeah, no. The stones being used here are RK's rocks, RK stones, and
what did you call?
Stones. And,
I thought I heard something else.
No, I think it was your imagination. But I'm hanging around too much with you to. But these stones are the same specification that they will use at the Olympics in Pyeongchang next month. So they are made actually of two types of granite. The main body of the stone, where the striking band is made of Ailsa Craig common green granite. And the running surface, which is the only bit of the stone that actually touches the ice, is made of Ailsa Craig blue hone. And blue hone granite is unique in the fact that it's only so far ever been found on Ailsa Craig, a small island off the west coast of Scotland. However, it's a microgranite, and to all intents and purposes it's effectively waterproof, making it ideal to be on the ice surface, because then because it's waterproof, it won't pick up moisture and therefore can't pit, can't get little holes in the running surface. If you're using any other granite, you will get over a period of time holes developing in the running surface, which will then make the stone unusable. So
we just watched Briar hurling one over curl. Ended up raising the guard she was trying to come around on, but didn't raise it into shot position. Therefore, Sidorova now with the advantage, having a rock at the back of the 8-foot that's shot and able to throw up one to the other side and maybe score two here in this end. Yes, and of course, all good, serious curling clubs will, of course, have K's of Scotland rocks.
Well,
that's your free plug now.
Well, certainly. To be honest, I mean, these stones are used at the Olympics, so
and World Championships, and European Championships.
You know, they're even used at the Briar, so that they are kind of the standard that is used. So many clubs are recognizing that, and they've got high performance players in the club, and they want them to play with the same specification stones that they will go to when they go to a Worlds or an Olympics. So it makes a lot of sense, I suppose, to have K stones. And yeah, for sure, I'm agreeing with that because I work for the company. But it's very similar. You don't go to or learn to drive in a Ford and then take your test in an Opel or something. You know, so use what you use and practice what you're going to be using when you get to a high level competition. Kind of makes sense.
All right, now Sidorova doesn't like her rocks because it slid through the back of the house, and her opportunity for two is in jeopardy. Open draw, miss.
Yeah, that's very un-Sidorova-like.
Briar getting a chance to make good on her last mistake. Sure, she'll take advantage of this, and that line is looking a lot better. And
they're letting it curl. Seem quite
it
comfortable
will
with it.
finish hard at the end if it has the right weight. It's coming down now, just a little heavy. Just that much too heavy.
Yes,
that's really one rock.
That's just how accurate these guys are getting. You know, the precision is now so important. They have to put it exactly where they want it. A little, small error like that can make the difference between you getting your one or losing one or two.
So this is a nose hit for Sidorova, and she'll probably be grateful for having that opportunity back to be able to make that two. She still needs to make it though, and this is really a quiet tap back takeout, and you need the draw weight to be able to do that, right? You need to control that draw weight.
Yes.
So if you're struggling with your draw weight, these shots become difficult too.
Yeah.
So we'll see what she does here.
Yeah.
Sounded good. Sweeping for the curl. Needs to get it on the nose, and that's good enough.
Indeed.
So with that, the Russian ladies will take two here in the second end. And a score of 2-0. The hammer now goes to Team Stern.
How's your Russian, Armin? Are you following this?
Да.
Niet.
На здоровье.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's a great view of the curling club, 8-sheet curling club here in Bern. And beautiful facility. And we're looking from the away end back towards the home end with see the restaurant on the bottom floor and the viewing gallery up top. Giving everybody a really nice view of what's going on all 8 sheets. And you can see all 8 are in use at the moment. So here we go, start of the third end.
I'll have an opportunity to improve my Russian again in a couple of weeks as we head to Gorky Park for the only open air classic on the tour, the Moscow Classic. So it should be good fun again. And of course, great exposure for the game in Russia. Always gets a lot of attention, media-wise, and folks coming by and taking a look. We had about 3 events on the Red Square in the past, which was quite unique.
Yeah, under the shadow of the Kremlin.
Yeah, right next to Lenin.
Okay, did he play?
I don't know how he managed to. We're making a lot of noise out there. But it's always great fun and really well organized. New league and the cooperation with the Russian Curling Federation. It's good fun.
Yeah. And having an outdoor event as part of the tour as well is it's quite unique.
Well, hockey does it. They have their outdoor classics.
Sure.
And why not curling? Of course, curling is can be a little challenging depending on the weather.
For sure. Yeah.
Switzerland, of course, with their open air. They have Swiss championships on open air. They're up in the mountains. They've got some beautiful spots to play with. Not too far away from here, actually. On a nice day, good view of the mountains from Bern. Some famous mountains visible.
Sicher vorne 12.
The Eiger.
Vorne 12.
Yeah.
Vorne 12.
Well, Slinkola will be trying to come around that center guard,
Bravo.
nestle up to that Russian counter in the top of the 8 foot.
Bravo. Tap. Vorlinie. Was vorne
Now you
4.
see that rock making its move from right to left.
Oh nein, einfach drauf. Einfach bis Freeze. Header. Schön. Top.
And very well done.
Rita. 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 Oh, oh. Oh. 5 хвилин, 5. Ждем, девочки, ждем. 6. Алин, свип, давайте обе. Свип. Свип еще. Еще немножко. Во. Умничка. Перетерли.
A nice line of stones there. All right down the center line.
Stern will be looking to open this up a bit.
She certainly will.
Try and make sure she's got access to the 4 foot. Lisa Giesler.
Lange gut.
Stern, of course, has the hammer in this end, so he's looking, as you say, Armin, to keep the center open, give herself a
She got one.
chance, but
Gut so.
that was not a bad attempt.
No, she managed to remove 2 yellow ones. Did leave hers covering the center, but
Может, есть смысл пробить?
2 yellow rocks gone. The other A final was, who did I say the other A final was? Oh, Felcher and Verano. Verano took one in the first end there. Have 1-0 lead over Felcher.
That's on the adjacent sheet.
Adjacent?
Adjacent. Yeah, the sheet beside us. That makes it easy. Adjacent.
You shouldn't try those big words, Mike.
No, I know. It's,
That's a nice maker should.
yeah, it's difficult in an empty head. So the guard replaced. Centerline guard, just blocking it up.
Ich hab Spieler springen mega viel, nur der.
Once again, looking at ripping it off, opening up.
Ich bin einfach mit 2 weg.
Certainly an opportunity to remove a couple here.
So. Ja, wenn, dann müssen sie aber fast so ein bisschen offen nehmen, dass hinten der Rot im Haus nimmt. Das andere. Was willst du, Mais?
And this team, one of the future hopefuls for Switzerland, as
Länge gut. Oh, nein.
there might be some changes in the near future. Some of these teams. Right now, of course, Switzerland fortunate to have 3 world-class teams.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
With Felcher, Pats, and of course Tiransoni, who will be the Olympic representative for Switzerland.
Switzerland's record in women's curling over the last few years has been pretty impressive, and it's a good testament to the system that they're able to provide teams of that, 3 teams of that caliber and that quality to be fighting for these top spots.
But the work doesn't stop.
Oh no, never.
Everybody else is working hard too, so you gotta make sure that the youth work is done well. Development, and of course the tour is a great place for these young teams to
hone their skills.
Yeah, move up the rankings. Play against top teams of the world. There's a chance for a double here to get these out. To come off that right when at least push it out from behind.
3/4 sollte doppel gehen und es ist sicher der Weg.
That's what Stern wants to do.
Clearing Lane, ja. Dann haben wir einfach nur über den Weg für die Schauer.
Immediately calling for the sweeping on that.
Yeah,
end-to-end stuff.
Might have got it going a bit, but she threw good weight at it, so the sweepers managed to hold it quite well.
That's not a bad result there.
Yeah, that's a very good result. Good call too. Really good calling.
Oh, again, calling for the sweep straight out the hand.
Boy, if you get this rolling here, this might get past the guard. But she might hit the top one though, eh?
Close.
Oh.
That was well judged.
Gutsy.
Yep. But once again, calling from the sweeping straight out of the hand. In fact, I don't even know she'd taken her hand completely off the stone and the sweeping was being called for.
Not so wrong though with these rocks. You'd rather sweep early and call off any time, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Because
being
they're
too late.
Because they're so aggressive, when they start to move, they start to move. So if you get on them early, then you can you try to postpone the point at which they start to move and start to really curl. And that's maybe what's behind. Of course, if you're being a little more cynical, you might say, well, maybe they're a little bit tight and they're just trying to maintain the line. Either way, with that shot had a good result. So whatever their reasoning, it worked. So hoping maybe for a little roll here.
Yeah, this is a little lighter, of course, than the one she just threw, so that ended up moving a lot more. Didn't get the roll she wanted.
So while all the focus is on these stones sitting on the center line and to the left as we look, there is, of course, another Sidorova stone sitting on the right-hand side of the sheet that nobody's been bothering with at the moment, which may come into play as the send progresses.
It's a race to the middle here.
Looks like it. So hit being called, probably hoping for a little roll in behind that centre guard. Maybe towards the button.
She'll need a roll because she won't be shot if she hits this on the nose.
True.
She got the roll. Sitting 1 and 2.
Da siehst du etwa 3/4 von oben. Entweder so, so ein bisschen an. Die müssen einfach Schuss sein, ja. Dann jetzt einfach über die andere Rübe, wenn wir da sind. Also da kommen wir wahrscheinlich nicht her. Ich glaube, wir kommen höchstens da her. Die Frage ist, ob wir Schutz sind mit dem.
So a little bit of discussion here as to the best way forward.
She'll need to get a roll on the inside somehow. The question is which one will be the easier one to take.
Ich würde ein bisschen steil probieren dass du vielleicht schon rollst. Ein 9? Nein, aber nein, schau, du kannst nicht ein 9 kommen, wenn du ihn stehen treffen. Du musst mit einem 11 oder so, oder Heck, ja. Ich glaube Heck. Heck? Es läuft recht gerade, glaube ich, da.
It looks like she's calling this at hack weight. Trying to catch a little bit of the inside of this yellow stone. Roll in behind the cover. Not an easy shot, this one. Oh, she's decided she doesn't like this, so Briar Hurleman's coming back down the ice to have a little further chat.
Sie meinen nur Nase. Finde ich auch okay, kann ich mir auch überlegen. Dann kann sie nur Nase, was macht sie nachher? Ja, dann muss sie leitet. Nein, sie leitet den zweiten. Ja, dann können wir den abspielen. Ja, aber dann... Ich finde Nase auch nicht so schlecht falsch. Aber eben, wenn sie einen zweiten leitet, können wir den nicht abspielen. Nein, aber dann sind wir schon nicht so einfach legen. Wir können auch ein bisschen rollen. Ein Elfi? Ja, ist gut.
So you're talking about hitting this on the nose, and that might just be okay, but I think she needs to hit and roll to the inside here and try and get shot out of this. Because if she does, she's not shot, Sidorova's just going to plant a second one in the house somewhere, and she's going to be forced to take her one. So I really think she needs to somehow try to make sure she's shot after this.
There's not a lot of margin for error here.
No, we'll need to come close past that guard and get on the inside of that yellow one. So really, down the weight. Down the weight, take out. Let it work.
Lots of room.
Kohler could sweep now maybe and get it moving a little bit more, but didn't get it. Hits and rolls to the other side. You'll probably see Sidorova now maybe draw behind that center.
I think so. Try.
Planted right there where she just had her broom. There's no point hitting any of those red ones. The best counter, red counter, is not accessible. And she's sitting shot right now. With that yellow rock on the left-hand side.
Did say earlier on that it might come back into play a part on this end. It certainly has.
So in turn draw. You see that center guard, they're staggered, so if she gets behind that, she's in a pretty good position. She needs to stay top of the forefoot though. She doesn't want to go too far back. That'll set up a slash double on that yellow on the right. So her draw on the last in the first end went right through back of the house. Let's see how she's doing here.
Taking a long time in the hack. Never been a great fan of people spending a long time in the hack. I think when they're crouched down like that.
You're just thinking of your old knees. That's the.
Well, I'm thinking more of circulation. And my knees are the same age as the rest of me. Yeah, so what are you saying here? So it's on its way. Just keeping it go. Oh, now they go. Hard as it starts to curl.
The line's looking pretty good.
The line is not bad at all. I just want to keep it in front of tee. They just about do it perfectly.
Well, yeah, that slash double now possible.
It is, but it's still
a tough one, though.
Tough shot to make. Yeah.
She doesn't want to go any deeper than she is, that's for sure. She had to stay up top of the forefoot.
Yeah. So, no option here. Go aggressive. Try the slash double. If you get lucky, you get two.
Yeah. 3-0
If you don't.
Although you're going to give up one anyways, right? Might possibly here. They're just trying to outdraw that is going to be really tough. So
Exactly.
I think she has to go for this.
Yeah. If we can see from the other angle that from here it looks pretty just hit this yellow, but there is a guard out front that's not in this picture that she's got to come past, and that's going to be a little bit of a distraction.
Breyer's a pretty strong player. She can throw some weight
for sure. So not taking very much ice here, so this one's going to be coming with some speed.
Pretty well straight at the broom.
Last stone of this third end. Big kick off the hack and leaving it alone. No sweeping at all.
You don't want to miss. You want to make sure you get it. Oh, no. And she had to hit one for sure. So that's a steal of 2. A little unfortunate end there for the Swiss team. Sidorova with a really perfect draw. Forces that with her last one. And with that steal of 2, it's now 4-0 after 3 ends of play. Stern will get the hammer. So we want to see what the results are of these other games or this morning's games. Go to worldcurl.com. We're coming to you live from Bern, Switzerland, with the 50th Bern International Ladies Cup. There's been some great names on this winner list too over the years.
You're still getting Christmas cards from all of them?
Ott, Norberg, Ebneter, Gustafsson, Kelly Law, Colleen Jones, Verona Martin, Annette Norberg, Clybrink, Kelly Scott, Jennifer Jones, Tieran Sony, Muirhead Pats, Linda Moore, Heather Houston. There's some great curling names on that list.
It is a real who's who of curling.
A who's who of women's curling in the last 50 years. It always has a pretty good draw.
We go with the opening stones of the fourth end. Sidorova against Stern. Sidorova leading 4-0.
Elena Kovaleva.
Линия шире. Шире. 6-8. Садиться. Начало нельзя, гад нельзя, дом. Давай.
So 2 really nice rocks there. 4-foot guard.
Я думала, хватит того, что добавила. Еще двойка, ну так прям ставила. Handen daar erop. Aber dann würde ein bisschen tappen, hinten 4.
Put up a corner guard.
Hmm.
Might be it, you know. I think
Well, I think she's needing more stones, and the more stones in play for her, the better.
yeah, but you put up a corner guard, try and, I don't know, maybe bring it into play, because you start playing up the middle here.
That's for sure.
The corner guard's a little far out, but still usable. This has got to come down. It's a little warm. Now it's moving. It's all right. Get to the inside of that and flop in behind.
Yes,
So
I think
we'll
it's
move.
It's certainly one option, but it doesn't look
You
like
get
the
a 4-0
option.
lead, right?
Exactly. So keep it clear. So
Let's not mess around.
yeah.
Как нельзя?
So,
Стей! Не, ну здесь нормально. Ну, если 3/4 попадешь, мы будем вот здесь.
so you see by the movement of Anna Sidorova's broom there that she wants to remove this red stone and roll across towards the center line with the shooter to protect the shot that's on the button.
Alexander Reva. This is moving. Well, not bad.
Yeah, that kind of worked out not too badly at all. Certainly had an improvement in the position as far as Sidorova is concerned, but not so good for Stern.
It's accessible with the intern, though.
It is. It is.
Rolled, or that guard just rolled a bit too far. We can see here it's half open, actually, or at least a third open. Lisa Kiesler. Try and come down on top of that. Past the guard. Just a pretty gutsy call.
Wow, wow, it's
Because
well
called
played.
off it. I mean,
Yeah. Call them off and then put them right straight back on. Sweeping really hard and past that guard with very little to spare. However, at the end of the day, it's past the guard and the shot was made, and it was well called, well executed.
might take a run at the right one and drive that back and double him out. This is not going to double him out going over the middle.
Nope. It's gonna,
It's a longer. Well, she gets one of them, picks it out. I think if she might have played the one on the left there, she might have been able to drive it back and double out the red ones. Main thing for Sidorova is that it's one less red one in the house.
oh, that's true. Call here. Try and put the stone right back into that little pocket. One of the yellow stone. And they're right off it, so they think it's maybe a little bit heavy, a little bit long. But it's moving now. It is just a little heavy. But behind the tee line.
С этой стороны нельзя вообще! Лучше ошибаться внутрь, берем это!
And once again, not messing around, wanting to get some of these red counters out.
Margarita Fomina. trying to get that back red one out. Maybe stick it on the nose. Oh, just skins past that and got a nice little roll off it too.
Absolutely.
Just missed the top red one.
Oh, she liked that. Big smile.
She touches that top red one, she's in trouble there.
Yep.
We'll see here how close that was. Good sweeping. And boy, there wasn't a lot of room there. She just touches that top red one. She's got a horrible shot, as it turns out. She's now shot and guarded.
Ich frage mich eben, so machen wir uns den Weg vielleicht wieder ein bisschen mehr auf. Dann haben wir wieder beide Skiers. Das ist auch extrem schwierig, da kannst du fast nicht, dann machst du immer den. Ich finde das gut, dann liegen wir zweimal, dann muss sie sich überlegen, ob sie angreifen oder ob sie von uns abspielt. Finde ich gut. Ein Selfie oder ein 10 sogar. Nur nicht so schnell. Ein Elfi, ja.
So we're down to Skips Rocks here, and or no, we're not. We're at Thirds Rocks.
Yep, Third Rocks. Yep. Stay on the low. Skipping is playing 3. Yeah.
So she wants to play that top yellow one, sitting in the 12-foot in the red, and she wants to hit and roll over. Just open that up a bit and get another red rock into the house. And this is moving.
Yep, moving a lot, and it's just whether she gets past the first one. Looks like she has.
Yes, she did.
And she is.
Okay.
She might have liked to have rolled a little further, but it's
I
her
think
rock
so.
that's in the top of the 12-foot. It's not too bad. Of course, there's a double possibility here now for.
And that's not
Sidorova.
lost on Sidorova. She's immediately spotted that, and that looks like being the call.
I think you don't have much of a choice. There's a danger of jamming, of course, but I think you got to go for it.
Ja. Wir haben kürzer kommen. Nein, würde ich nicht.
So one red counter removed.
Ja. Ich finde das fast zu viel Eis. Nein. Ein Mühe weniger. Nur ein Mühe, ja. Also ich komme ein bisschen schneller als vorher.
They're trying to move this.
Well, it's the same kind of shot she just played with her first one.
They're
But
right
this
off it,
isn't
though, so
moving.
Oh, just a little touch.
Be disappointed with that result.
Sorry.
I think they were kind of caught between, say, the devil in the deep blue sea. You would sweep it and try to hold the line and
She
get
might
more
take out
contact.
her own in the back, though.
Exactly.
And
So
now that's open. No, it hasn't opened up too
no.
much.
no, it's not opened really at all. But
I thought
it's. I think it was a case of almost if we sweep it, we could be doomed. If we don't sweep it, we're doomed. It was just.
Sidorova's got the run back here.
She has. But of course, at the moment, Sidorova's lying shot. So, does she try to
Yeah, you can
protect
guard
this?
it. They were coming down to the last rocks.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Try to close it up and then try to steal. There's only a little bit of the. I mean, which would pretty much have to draw the button to take a 1 in the sense
Well,
down.
steal one more here and it's pretty well game.
Yeah, it would be pretty much. I think it could be game over if you like. It certainly would mean that Sidorova would be just hitting everything inside and trying to keep the minimum amount of stones in play. obviously, if Sidorova gives up one here, it's not the end of the world for her. She gets the hammer back. But I'm sure, given the choice, she would rather steal.
Фрезяка. Да. Если что, выше все. Да, можно самое-самое начало 4 нам можно.
She does spend a bit of time talking in the hack, but she's young. We spent that much time down the hack, we wouldn't be able to get up again.
Well, speak for yourself. But it's amazing now to see how much the game has changed in such a short time. It's not that long ago there was big backswing deliveries and lifts and all the rest of it.
Ages ago.
Yeah.
Well, it does set up an angle. Take out you wanted to come up and freeze up to that, did you? Looked like it.
I think that was the call.
Angle freeze on it, and then maybe
yeah,
whack it out with the next one.
Exactly, create the angle to avoid this particular situation now of this potential run back.
The problem for the Swiss team is that these are all Russian rocks. There's none of their own rocks out front to use.
No, that's very true. So quite a bit of discussion going on here.
So, Ali. Vind ik goed. Clearing.
So is she going for the long one? Okay,
yeah.
Long guard, drive it back on those yellows and try open this up a bit. She knows she can't afford to give up another steal here.
Yeah. I think, to be honest, that's her best option, trying to open up, give herself a shot. Say three Russian counters out front and their lying shot. So I think really the only option is to open it up, or to attempt to open it up. So this is going to have to come with some weight, a lot of granite to move here.
Briar Hurleman throwing 4th rocks on this team.
And that's any quicker and that would have a vapor trail. Moves all 3, but doesn't really dramatically improve the situation.
No, it didn't really help her too much.
You know. So if you're Sidorova here, do you just block it up and force it to try and draw the corner of the button?
Throw the guard on it, and she'll have to draw the button. And she's been Briar's been throwing takeouts the whole time here, so
yeah, might be.
I don't think she's thrown a draw yet, has she? Yeah, in the first end she threw some draws.
Mm-hmm. But she's certainly under the cosh here. This end has not really gone according to plan at all. And as we move to the conclusion of the 4th end, she's not on the scoreboard, so she really has to be to stand any chance of clawing her way back into this game. And
как будто я хочу меньше, но думаю, что должен позволить. Окей. Сейчас было что, 2 какие?
Anna Sidorova, her last stone here. Just tighten the ice up a little bit. Just trying to block this up and force the Stern team, Hurleman, to draw the button to get her one. And the stone is designed to try and block that path in to make that as difficult as possible. Looks to me as it's over curling just a little bit. She's throwing a little bit light, a little bit more curl than she maybe hoped for. But I think she's just opening it up and saying, okay, we'll block this up, have a go at the button.
Big draw here for Brian Hurleman. She makes this. It's a 4-1 game. If not, it's 5-0.
After 4-1
looks a lot better than 5-0.
Absolutely.
So big shot halfway through this game.
Quite a deliberate head movement there as she releases the stone to loop down.
This is looking pretty good.
Too far away. They're working it hard. It's going to be close.
Coming up short.
But it is just a little short.
The line was excellent. So that's another steal for Sidorova. And that gives her a commanding 5-0 lead here halfway through this game. And time to switch your team to takeout mode.
Yeah, I think so. I think we should just keep everything clear now. Lots of smiles in the Sidorova team. A few anxious looks and glances and comments being exchanged with the Stern team.
So they're going to have to throw the kitchen sink at them here to try and get anything going. 5-0 after 4 ends of play. Stern is still with the hammer here in the 5th. We're at the 50th International Bernese Ladies Cup World Curling Tour event.
It's been a little while since you mentioned Facebook. You can always take a trip along there and
absolutely
put a like.
Support the tour and your teams. Go like our World Curling Tour Facebook site and join Twitter and
give us the benefit of your knowledge.
Sure. Send us a question on Facebook too if you have any. I'm sure Mark is be very happy to provide any kind of answers. Oh, look at that. Nice Danish team delivering us coffee.
Yes, that's a nice surprise.
They haven't heard our commentary about them yet.
Not yet. They're not on our featured sheet. They're a couple of sheets over. But still very nice of them to think of us and bring us a little hydration.
That was because of you, of course, not because of me.
Yeah, of course.
So that Kovaleva's playing a super game so far. Really getting those rocks in good position.
Yeah, real textbook stuff there from her.
So now, let's use that corner guard. Get behind it. I don't think I'll eat that right now. I get stuck in my throat and then I won't be able to commentate. Sable cookie.
So an attempt to come around this corner guard. trying to set something up. Stern desperately needs to get a score on the board and a big score on the board quickly to try and keep herself in this game.
That's all right.
It's nicely played. Well hidden behind that long corner guard.
Sidorova was going to rip off the guard anyways.
Yeah.
You see how nicely buried that is, of course.
So this, of course, is the fifth stone of the end. So the free guard zone is no longer counting. But of course,
this year.
But next year, of course, they move to the 5-stone rule, which is going to be.
Missed this.
Oh.
Well, we got a mistake out of the Russian team.
So if they go to a 5-stone free guard zone, it's going to change the tactics significantly. Do you think?
We'll have to think a little more too, right?
I think so, and there's going to mean the potential for a lot more stones to be in play.
And the second's position might become a little different.
Indeed.
Maybe throwing some different rocks than you're not used to. Have to start thinking about strategy on that.
Indeed. Yeah.
There's some other options. Huh? Quickly generate a 3 or 4 on your. Get more rocks in play, huh?
I think it certainly increases or has the potential to bring more taps and raises into play. If you're chasing the game, then it could certainly help quite a bit if you've got more stones in play, something to hide behind, and a less opportunity to take them all away in one fell swoop. So
there's been an interesting progression on that free guard zone. I think the first time it was used at World Competition was in 1992 in Garmisch. The Canadians for many years played a 3-rock guard rule. World Federation went directly to a 4-rock. And now, because of slams and tour, 5-rock has come into play.
Yes. So the first event where that's enforced should be interesting.
Well, they've been playing the slams in Canada, 5-rock all year. I think even last year. Teams seem to like it.
Yeah, they've had some interesting interesting developments in the slams this year, where you put a stone on the button and you get 2 points and stuff. So
yeah.
it's a little bit, but
freestyle curling.
Absolutely. Well, once again, Stern's chasing it here. 3 Russian counters, all in the house, all in the front of the tee line. So it's.
Well, I'm happy to see they're not playing takeouts on these. So that's good.
Yeah, trying I think to
utilize them.
Yeah, utilize that yellow stone on the edge of the 4-foot. Kind of quiet weight. Maybe hoping just for a little tap and roll in behind the cover. We're working this one really hard, and it's just over curling a little. Well,
you leave it out front, but it's a little easier to pick up.
Is it over curling or is it just light?
Well, the weight seemed all right. It moved that yellow rock a fair amount. I think the weight was fine.
All right.
I think it's just a
little more ice required.
Maybe a little more ice. Yeah. You're going to in-turn takeout here.
Looking at just picking this one out and rolling across.
Well, the danger of playing this, picking this out is your shooter's gonna, if you're playing takeout weight, your shooter's gonna roll over and dislodge those yellow ones. They're sitting in a perfect spot right now. Yeah. If you touch those, you may just reposition them behind the tee line or something like that. I don't think she really wants to move those 2 yellow ones that are sitting there.
No, I completely agree.
It's hard to take this out cleanly without doing that.
a suggestion there that you just freeze to that and take the angles away.
Well, you could play a soft takeout. Just push it out to the side and roll in front of them again. I don't think you need to play a normal takeout. Play a hack weight and just roll in front.
That would be, from a Sidorova point of view, that would be probably plan A. But there's quite a lot of discussion going on here between Sidorova and Fominina.
Вес какой? 8. Что там есть вероятность убрать 2 красных вот таким образом? Короче, в любом случае убираем этот.
Verano-Felcher game. They're finished 4 ends of play, and it's 2-1 for Verano. Close game. Felcher's had her first 2 games were walkovers. Very easy 2 games. Yeah, nicely done.
Yes.
So she played the out turn, and it allowed her to roll across the top of those, as opposed to the in turn that would have come off at a sharper angle. Well done. So they're going to have to make a play at some of these yellow rocks. They're going to have to get some behind to move them around a bit.
Well, they're accumulating at a big rate of knots here, so Stern has to do something. It's almost a case of getting to damage limitation here. Lena Stern. No sweeping here, they're right off it, letting it curl. Here it comes. Starts to move, trying to create some angle here and get a bit of movement, separation.
A little late on the sweep there, I think.
Yeah, I think it moved very quickly at the end, and it kind of almost caught them by surprise, if you like. Once again, stone rolling to the wing, giving Sidorova the opportunity to remove it. Nose hit, I'll put her back to line 4. And indeed, that's pretty much what happens. Still line 4, so situation's not really changed for Stern. She's still chasing this big time.
Ой, сейчас не пройдет.
So look at this. There's yellow stone on the right of the forefoot. They're looking to try and freeze it.
Corner freeze or something.
Yeah, I think so. It's about their only opportunity to try and get something out of this end, and the freeze is obviously a really difficult shot to play perfectly. So they're under the cosh here, and they have to try and come up with something a little bit special. Stern's last stone. She of course is the skip, but is playing third rocks.
Oh, Achtung! Ja, Ziellinie! Ziellinie! Oh, oh, oh.
Watching this one all the way in, a little bit firm. She's got a little bump.
Okay.
That's a good
It's
spot.
not bad there. There's a little bit of backing now. Gives her something maybe to work with. Makes it tough for Sidorova to remove. But I think she's going to have a look at it anyway.
She got the double going that way.
Yeah. She didn't waste much time there. Yeah. Looking at trying to lift the double here, I think.
Just to add insult to injury.
Yeah.
Of course, these teams are ranked quite a apart. 83 for Stern and ranked 13 for Sidorova. So Stern playing up quite above her class at the moment. And a lot of experience with the Sidorova team.
Oh,
She gets it.
well played. Oh, nice controlled weight.
Although with those 4 rocks sitting on the back one wasn't really a big factor, I don't think.
No,
Just
yeah, she had to get the counting rock out first.
or something for your own morale.
Indeed. So once again, Stone's got to sit right on top of this yellow stone, try and freeze it. And the lady tasked with that this time is Briar Hurleman. Be her first stone. She plays 4th stones in the team.
How to make 2. Pretty well nose freeze onto that.
Frage ist, weißt du,
I think so.
weil sie dann mal genug Eis haben.
think
Das
so.
ist das Problem. Drauflegen. Wenn ihr das gut von dieser Seite. Ziellein. Wo war der vorher? 8 Fuß.
So she just asked where her last draw was. Well, it was top of the 8th foot, so.
Ja, Linie! Linie! Ziehen! Ziehen! Oh! Aha, so lang. Oh.
I think it's a little heavy.
She overcompensated. Just get a little flop in behind. Keep sweeping it. I've been able to sweep that and get a little roll in behind the top red one, or the top yellow one. As soon as the sweepers communicate it's long, maybe change the call.
That's right. Always have a plan B. So once again, Sidorova is just trying to pick this one out. It does leave the 4. It would leave the 4 foot wide open, and force Stern's team to draw for the 1. To keep any hopes of a comeback in this game alive, then they certainly need to get on the scoreboard.
That's quite an uphill climb.
It is, for sure.
And it's Sidorova. Last rock for her in the 5th end here. Just trying to remove that red Swiss counter. Maybe sit 4 or 5. She does, so. Well, there's a nose hit there for Briar.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she's opting for, considering her last 2 draws.
The last stone of this
Probably
5th
feel
end.
more comfortable with this. Yep.
She didn't waste any time in calling it, so.
No, I'm not drawing. I'm trying to hit.
Absolutely. I'm getting quite animated there when it seemed to be.
Maybe a little bit of panic.
Yeah.
She makes her hit, scores 1.
Gets herself on the board.
Finally gets on the scoreboard here after 5 ends of play. But 5-1 lead for Sidorova with the hammer going into the 6th. The Swiss still have their work cut out for them.
I think they've got a big Swiss mountain to climb.
Big Swiss mountain to climb.
Yeah.
And the Sidorova, the team looking very serious at the moment. WorldCurl.com, you get results of all the other events and all the other games going on throughout the weekend. We'll be here all weekend. It's only Friday. So another game tonight and 3 tomorrow and 3 on Sunday. Take you right through to the finals on Sunday. You're heading back to Scotland soon, or are you heading straight to Pyeongchang?
No, back to Scotland first, and then actually next week in Denmark for their nationals. We're involved there, and then straight after that it's off to Pyeongchang. We go out on the 26th of January and start to do the install and get it all ready. And because of course this time out there is mixed doubles as well as the regular men's and women's events. And the mixed doubles actually start a day before the opening ceremony of the Olympics, so which is very unusual but great for curling because it's a beautiful venue. It's nice 4 sheets, and every sheet will have TV coverage for every draw. So it's going to be a curling fest.
You're going to have an overdose on curling. Eh?
Yeah. Any hardcore curling fans, then you'll be able to watch it.
Right. And people that can't get enough of it.
Yeah. And of course, if you're in Europe, Korea is Pyeongchang is 8 hours ahead.
8 hours, right?
And if you're in the UK, it's 9. So it's you might have a few sleepless nights, or have to get up super early. But it'll be very interesting just to see how the mixed double format plays out in the
You and me
Olympics.
both, yes. We're quite interested in that. Of course, the World Mixed Doubles Curling Tour is part of our program. We've got 25 events now. Started a couple of years ago. We're down up to 25 events now. And all the top teams playing. Last weekend we were in Ara. We had last year's world champion playing against this year's world champion, or this last season's world champion. Russian pair look number 1 ranked team in the world. They're looking really good. And last weekend the Canadians had their qualifiers.
And this weekend is in Zoetermeer in the Netherlands.
Yeah. So
In the Silver Dome. It's a 3-sheet rink there. Yes.
the Dutch
Masters.
And if you want to see any of that, we've got live streaming and that all weekend too. So,
But if you decide to go and watch that, you won't hear Armin and I's dulcet tones.
I'm sure we just lost 1,000 viewers. They're going, yay.
Yeah, they go, great. Okay, let's watch this with the sound down. Mm-hmm.
Well,
But we're underway here again in the 6th end, and Stern is just trying to get some guards, trying to keep as many stones in play as possible and give her a chance to hide behind something. Sidorova's tactics is just like anything in play, let's get rid of it.
make it disappear.
So.
Ждем. Так наоборот же меньше надо попасть, чтобы его не...
So the winner of our game, of course, and that's certainly looking like Sidorova at the moment. Although there's still 3 ends to go. You never know what can happen. Curling's a funny game. But Sidorova definitely in driver's seat, and she'll be playing the winner, or whoever wins our game, obviously, will be playing the winner of Verona and Felcher. And Verona just stole one in the 5th to take a 3-1 lead. Game's a little bit closer than this one. Well, Swift to get it over. Well done.
Just creepy crawly. Just gets over the hog line, but it's in play. And Sidorova wastes no time in saying, let's get rid of it.
Alexandrova.
Whoa! Sweep! Sweep!
Ooh. She was going for the second one, right?
Always. Yeah, I don't think that was ever in doubt.
She did miss that takeout in the last end.
Yeah,
clearing.
I think that's a smile like, okay, I got out of jail there.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah, that's really what I meant.
Those long guards don't play a role anyways, right?
Exactly.
I got some swampland to sell you.
Ja, es hat halt schon genug Abstand zum Vorderen haben. Im Haus sollte dann eben auch nicht sein.
So the Stern team really up against it here, trying to almost they have to create something here. They don't have the hammer, so it is going to be a tough call. They certainly would, I think, like to steal if they're going to try and close this 5-1 gap. Big problem, of course, is they're running out of ends. And this one also is just is it going to creepy crawly over? Yep. It, as you can see, I think it's sitting on the hot line.
It's not over, eh?
But it hit a stone that is over, so it stays in play. It should stay in play. It hit a stone that was in play, so it should not be removed. Anna was thinking about taking it away.
You could have and I've seen this before, you've hit 3-4 times in a row, and that rock is actually not even physically anywhere near the hog line.
Yes.
It's still in play because it has
hit a stone that was in play. But it sets up a double, so we're trying to look to blast these all away. And
it wasn't a great attempt at that.
No, it was a little bit down weight for moving that much granite, but
Also, der hat 4-0 gehabt, also 0. Ich habe gemeint, du hast 0 gemeint, ich komme nicht drüber. Ich glaube, ein Mühe mehr musst du geben, ja. 8 ist dann.
once again, the guard being called. And almost if you're hoping for an error from Sidorova's team, they give them an opportunity to come round and get a stone into the house. And so far, Sidorova's team is not really giving them the opportunity. Again, looking at potential double, moving both of these red stones. Calling them off straight away. Certainly removes the guard. Pushes the red stone nearer the house, but still out front. quite a quiet end. Rowan Bryers immediately on releasing
Because
it
I haven't
says it's
said
long.
anything.
No, I didn't mean you. I didn't mean you, Armin. I meant in terms of play. They're
I'm
just
still here. I didn't fall asleep.
They were just putting up guards and they're just ripping them off. There's not much in-house action, if you like.
No.
Although this one looks like it's certainly going to drift into the house, and it just creeps into the top of the 12 foot.
A long double here for Sidorova. Exactly. She double these out and maybe roll behind the guard, set up a deuce. Huh?
Well,
that's what she was saying.
Yeah. Well, the other I believe you. The other option that my understanding was if she nose hits that, then she's got an opportunity to split for two. Sits it right on the front and plays the last in. Just splits it in.
Got to take the back one with it, though.
It has to, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. If not, if it doesn't take the back one, then it's. Might give an opportunity for Stern.
Не-не-не. Свип! Свип! Да, держать! Держать! Да,
Oh, nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
And she got a biter.
And a biter, yes.
Oh, nasty.
Super aggressive stones as they're spinning away there at a very slow speed. Obviously have a great deal of opportunity to grip the ice and pull it in towards the house, and that's exactly what happened there. So it's a very good result for Sidorova there. Stern left now with nothing but to try and draw in behind this and force Sidorova to take a one.
Well, she has to steal. She can't really afford another.
No, that's true.
One.
So last stone of the sixth end.
Warten. Maar dan gunt warten. Warten, linie. Warten, linie. Ik ga linie. Ja, Selin aan het stijgen. Ik ga linie.
No, this is
Zet zeer lang op.
way wide and
And long as well, though.
a little long now. It's starting to come down. But I think this will be very accessible for Sidorova.
Well, hits this and sticks and gets two.
Yeah,
I think that could be the end of the game.
I'm pretty sure.
Помнишь, мы здесь так били, взяли свип и был клир. Ну, понятно.
Clear? What? No, forget it. I don't know.
No.
I'll just hit it on the nose.
Yeah.
11. Что, громко? Наоборот, обычно меня никто не слышит.
It's a kind of bread and butter shot she's got to make, but it could actually end up be the shot that wins her the game here.
Well, we're in the sixth end. She's got a 5-point lead, hitting for, I'm pretty sure that's two. That yellow one on the front looks like it's biting. And that will put her into the A final. Still looking to see who's going to play in that game. Verano leading 3-1 after 5 ends of play.
Свип! Свип очень, свип!
We're working it.
Воу! Нет, 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 Алина!
Sounds all right.
Yeah, just keeping it clean.
Давай, давай, давай.
Keeping it clean. It's right on the nose. Nicely played.
And the gloves come off.
And it's handshakes.
With that, Fomina and Sidorova and company will head into the A final. And that'll be at 8 o'clock tonight. We'll be showing you one of those A finals. And Stern will drop down into the B and try her luck in that group. Still lots of curling left throughout the weekend here at the Bern International. Here we see the final score, 7-1. Sidorova really pretty well controlled throughout the entire game here. We have a fortunate deuce in the third, I believe.
Yes.
And but that was it. That sealed it.
Yeah, 5 points for Sidorova over the second, third, fourth ends really was the nail in the coffin for Stern's team.
And then a solid performance throughout the last, except Reva missing a couple of clearings. There was no mistakes. Certainly not from Anna herself. So as you can see, worldcurl.com will give you results of all the other games going on, and of course our mixed doubles in the Netherlands. As we go through a sequence. That was that miss. It's cost 2. And a really beautiful shot here in the fourth end that set up a steal. There was a slash double attempt. And just touched it, and that was the steal at 2 in the third. And we move into the fourth. See that one on the button and the draw attempt to outdraw that. No, that wasn't it. The fifth. This is the only one they got on the scoreboard. So, Mark, thanks for sitting in.
No
Appreciate
problem.
your input, and we'll be back on at 8 o'clock tonight, Central European time, with another an A final, and look into worldcurl.com or look into our Facebook page to see what games are on, or our YouTube channels, the World Curling Tour YouTube channel, or the WCF, the World Curl TV YouTube channel. You'll be able to see what games are on. And don't forget to look in on the mixed doubles going on in the Netherlands with the Dutch Masters. And we hope you enjoyed this coverage, and we'll see you later. Thanks a lot, Mark.
You're
Have a
welcome.
good afternoon.
Thank you.